Hey everybody, it is Sunday afternoon here, almost 3 o'clock Eastern. Recap the Adler time. Hell of a weekend if you were an Eintracht Frankfurt supporter, regardless of where you're at. Let's start off with the Frauen. Opened things up yesterday, 8 a.m. Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern, taking on FC Köln. I just finished watching the highlights on the club's app, which I'm sure you can also access it if you go to eintracht.de. And a convincing performance, 8-0. Yes, 8-0. Laura Fragan with a hat trick, Geraldine Reuter with a brace, goals from Volter, Dorson on a penalty, and Sense. So I think this was a performance you wanted to see after the 1-1 draw in Munich to start the week off. And it, especially with Bayern Munich dropping points on Friday, they were down by 2 goals to Freiburg, fought back to get a point. Wolfsburg got the win in Hoffenheim. So the table in the Frauen Bundesliga stands right now. VfL Wolfsburg tops with 22 points. Bayern Munich and Eintracht Frankfurt are level with 20 points. But with that 8-goal win, goal difference is playing out favorably for Eintracht Frankfurt. So I think it's a great sign. Now need to keep the momentum and the pressure going, especially when you account for Bayern and Wolfsburg having multiple competitions to play for and be in. So, yeah, exciting for there. We go over to the Monitor today, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, taking on Stuttgart. I know there were some people not happy with head officiating, but just before halftime, corner by Eintracht Frankfurt meets the head of Hugo Ekitike from close range, 1-0 to the Adler. Started to really get into the game as the first half ended, carried that momentum into the second half. Nathaniel Brown, I thought a really good performance today. Got his second Bundesliga match in a row with a tap in from close range. And then Omar Marmoush, for the third consecutive match in all competitions, buries a magnificent free kick. It's just, the man's on one right now. And, 3-0 to the Adler in Stuttgart, and you're thinking, hey, this is going to be good. We're good to go. But it's also Lonish Diva, moody at times. And Stuttgart got a goal late off a great strike outside of the box. Got another one near stoppage time. Got into the momentum. And for a moment, it looked like Führich for Stuttgart made it 3-3, just at the edge of the match. However, VAR review shows that Führich was just offside. Eintracht Frankfurt hangs on for a big 3 points in Stuttgart. When you account that 7 months ago, roughly, Stuttgart handed Eintracht Frankfurt an embarrassing 3-0 loss in Stuttgart, to then go there and this following season and get a win, even though it was, a little bit more clenching than you would expect or was thinking during the match. It's still 3 points, and that's still massive. So going into the men's international window, the final one of 2024, Eintracht Frankfurt are in third place in the Bundesliga, which is an exciting thing to say and to experience. So the Monitor are off as next weekend with the international break, but they'll be back at it on Saturday, November 23rd. They have the Tippspiel at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. They are going to be hosting Werder Bremen, and then back into Europa League play with Mitchell on the way. We'll talk all about it, both about the Frauen's convincing win, what do they have over the weekend, and the Monitors win on the next Hey Eintracht Frankfurt podcast that should be dropping within the next couple of days or so. I think we're going to gather tomorrow night to record that. So just remember, ways you can check out anything of the Hey Eintracht Frankfurt podcast. Remember, go to hefpod.com, all episode histories, and then a map of where you can find Eintracht Frankfurt supporters throughout the U.S. and other parts of the world. Remember to hit like and subscribe also on our YouTube, Hey Eintracht Frankfurt. The more subscribers we get, the more we can start to do some of these things live, which will be exciting when that happens. You can find us on Twitter or X at HefPod, HEFPod, and Hey Eintracht Frankfurt on the Eintracht Frankfurt podcast on Instagram. Shout out to Matt for doing all that. Miles for all the graphic and branding work. Nathan in St. Louis for all the production stuff, including this video, which he's going to get from me. And Brian for running the ship in Kansas City. And Chris, who's back from his European work trips. He'll be joining us this coming episode of the Eintracht Frankfurt podcast. So for Garrett here in the Metro Detroit area, to anyone, whoever, whenever, wherever they're checking this out, many thanks. Big weekend for Eintracht Frankfurt. Go on and celebrate. Take this all in. Until next time, so long, farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, auf Wiedersehen und tschüss. Forza SKA.